Hopefully the pubs have kept your things sharp. Going up against Tundra and Shawade, thank you very much. Good luck in game number 1. And let's send it to our casters, Trent and Lyra.
Well, that's
Let's
good,
go.
we're going to be here another
We are now
60
watching
minutes.
Dota live stream, so we will just literally we are just going to react on it.
Have in mind here, though, they picked a juggernaut into quite a bit of debuff immunity stuns here, Lyric. I'm a little concerned.
You know, you're not wrong, and the panel was talking about it, sort of this team fight supremacy that you sort of have in this early goings for XG, and I was wondering if they maybe are even just thinking, we're going to Healing Ward try and like push high ground, and that's why they went for it, because there were those other more team fight oriented heroes they maybe could have gone for, instead saying doubling down on the push potential.
Yeah, Winter was bringing up the Faceless Void. I thought that looked kind of solid too. You know, obviously there were issues no matter what hero you picked. This is a very well-rounded draft from XG. You've got this very defensive and annoying Winter Wyvern hero that we haven't seen too often, but you start to think about what happened at the road to the International, and you're like, yeah, Wyvern kind of fits, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We got some swarming units for potential with the Helm creeps. We've got this ability to just like try and defend these towers, slow things down, and also just really big team fights that have been very game deciding at the later parts of this game. And of course, Winter Wyvern, just like Disruptor, one of these supports that late game, you get a Blink Dagger, the fight can just be on you completely.
Yeah, and of course that's where BZM is going to be looking to make those big jumps in later on to find Xnova hanging out to the side. But at least out of this early going, we're just getting a solid laning stage, it looks like, for Tundra. You can see they're already putting a little bit of a hamper here onto Ame's Troll Warlord, a hero that I absolutely despise, but it does actually seem like it's pretty good in this game.
Yeah, it's got some issues, but you know, it's pretty much just the Shadow Demon, right? This idea of just trying to disrupt who you're attempting to target during your ultimate, also just being disrupted yourself, perhaps. So some nuisances, but overall, it's obviously been a very successful hero here so far. You saw it's already 8-0 along the road of this tournament. So seeing if Ame can keep it lossless thus far.
And already they're doing some pretty good spam out here. Interesting to see XXS go for the early bull and then eventually helm of the Overlord build.
Yeah, I think it's a little hard to get like tons of value out of the Fatal Bonds versus his boards right now, and of course the ability to just stack constantly. You know, we've seen these Beastmasters.
Literally, भाई Dota तो मैं देख रहा हूँ. Let's see what's happened. What this game is about. Yeah, just watch.
The poison. Do they want to stick around for a fifth?
Reconnection is successful.
This would be huge. Instead, goes over to Xnova, stacks him up again, gets it on the boat. Oh man, Ame, very low there.
Yeah, some big value happening here. Has to be past a Tango, and does have a salve coming out. The Courier Chrysalis now spinning away up top here onto XinQ.
Turns, realizes this is not going to work. Toby low. Oh, gets the root, a few more hits, but Toby, he manages to survive.
All right, big ward value there.
He just last hit a bird that was going. I have not seen that before on a jug. That was pretty cool.
You know, this is the this is what Warlock usually does. You know, you pick Warlock so you can pick your Spectres or your some other hero that needs a little bit of help in the lane, right? And they just get healed over and over. Chrysalis picks Jug, saves the Warlock under tower. You know?
Not what you expect all the time, but still very good stuff. 29 and 13 for Chrysalis. Still only 13 last hits on XXS. They are really taking it to him here.
XinQ kind of struggling to assist, right? He's at half HP, so even if he mangoes and goes for a play, if he messes up, he's just going to get spun down to death until he has boots.
Well, usually we think about last picks in the context of, you know, being this hero that's going to be a great team fighter later or cause this like huge problem. Maybe this problem is just trying to completely dominate the lane and then snowball from there, shut down XXS's timing, because it's going to be a while before he gets that Dominator.
And while all this action is happening in the side lanes, very quietly, we have a pretty big lead growing here for BZM. That's why they call him the best zoomer mid, you see.
Oh my god.
Because he's crushing it right now. Look at him, he's top of the board. Where's this Pango? You know, XM's leading for his own team, but he's under all 3 cores for Tundra.
That's true. No, they're having a good time of it so far. Obviously can turn in a moment if things get a little bit too spicy and some early hits thrown out. But 6-minute mark coming up, first rune, obviously a really important time for a Storm Spirit. And they're getting set up, should be able to secure the top one. Tiny's there too. And it's going to be an invis gotten by XM. Never mind.
All right, back he goes.
But if there's a rune you're going to miss as a Storm, invis, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's, you know, we'll take it here. Of course, that is going to be a major focus, as it always is, for any sort of a spirit mid.
So as we get close to the 7-minute mark, we'll see if anybody decides to make the movement over for Wisdom. It does appear like Shadow Demon is going over to try and sneak one, or maybe go for a kill here onto XXS. He's just a little bit... Oh, and Pango rotating also.
Yeah. They really need this play right now.
The invis, they see one, don't spot XM though, and now Rolly back and forth, finds two. Chrysalis decides that he cannot make that move forward onto the Beastmaster, so they shut down any extra action coming their way, and it looks like it is just going to be a trade-off of Wisdoms.
Yeah, that's a lot of time spent here from the mid, unfortunately. Big effort, and you know, I'm looking at XXS. He's lowest of the cores, and he doesn't have anything to fall back on right now.
Yeah.
There are no stacks made for him at this moment. And even if there were some, like, they're obviously getting very aggressive right now. As you can see, Tundra, BZM's coming in here, he's like, where are the stacks, man? Like, I'm trying to steal a double or a triple here, and there's just nothing for me to grab.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, they already put some good pressure on after the big rotations over to this side of the map. XG are able to keep their tier 1 tower alive. But you can see kind of the idea that Tundra's going for here. They want to shut this down before XG really come online. 33.
Yeah, it's kind of there's this idea of trying to shut down Ame, right? And make sure, because Ame has been the game winner in a lot of these drafts that they've gone for. He is the big condition to get the W at the end of it. But we're not seeing that pressure on him, right? They've kind of just left the lane because they're worried about potential kills. Instead, they're putting all this focus on XXS to try and just slow down any sort of an engine that's going to give that time to Ame. Rather than focusing him, shutting him down, get rid of the playmakers themselves in this XXS Beastmaster.
And then naturally, he's going to lose the rest of his map as things go on. That makes a lot of sense. Well, 8 minutes, another rune taken away from the Storm. That one was a shield rune. So should have a decent chance of getting a kill rune after the fact. Toby takes over at mid and wants to... Obviously, won't be getting that many more points in his Grimoire since it is still 0-0 at 8.5 minutes.
Ah, yes. To be expected, it would seem.
Yeah.
I mean, that has been the narrative, right? There's this idea of, like, XG are crushing the late game. They're doing so well whenever they go late. They are playing for the late all the time. Can Tundra come in and just punch him in the face, get rid of that plan, attack them super quickly? You see this immediate 3-3 Lycan, and you're thinking, oh, yeah, here we go. So far, we're not there, but it's all coming together, you know?
That's right. X-Nova still hanging out. Soxa spots him, and that should turn into an eventual kill as the banishment is there. Does have a TP away. Any way to break that? Yes. Soxa gonna draw first blood.
Oh, I see some red flashing in the crowd here. Everyone immediately checking for their Crimson Witnesses.
That's right.
Oh, speaking of flashing in the crowd, it's National Alert Day here in Germany, Lyrical.
That's right. So in a couple of minutes, there might be a loud sound. Do not be alarmed. It's only an alert. You don't need to run away. It's going to be fine.
You got like 2 minutes until that's going to go off. So
maybe there will be a hype fight happening at the same time.
Yeah, so check your phones. It might go a little wild. Just so you know. Thanks. Shout out to everyone warning us about that in the community.
That was good. So 1 kill so far as we get towards that 10-minute mark. And at least for now, no big rotations after that one that went up top. Could look for another rune here. BZM is going to go down bottom. Pango almost done with the Diffusal Blade, and that is a haste rune bottled up for BZM. That's what you want to see if you're a Tundra fan.
Ooh, but he goes right into a ward here, so obviously going to be spotted. Plants a very sneaky one there. BZM helping out the fantasy gamers there as he plants a ward.
Chrysalis gonna come and contest these immovable objects.
Is that what we're calling the Helm Creeps?
Yeah, I think so at this point. As 33 sent one through also. So Helm on Helm action.
It's what everyone here came for, you know?
Heroes are so yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
We're also almost about halfway to a Battle Fury done for Ame on the Troll Warlord, if you can get to a good time, I mean. And likewise, Chrysalis trying to make his way there too.
Yeah, at the top of the board right now. Chrysalis, you know, a lot of his signature heroes were still in this pool. I didn't know what we were going to get. A late ban on the Bloodseeker, but to go for the Jug, you know, this is New Age Chrysalis. He didn't force a Razor, because like, it's tempting in some ways, but it also has some disastrous counters there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that hasn't stopped him in the past, you know? He's usually very willing to force his very specific heroes, but wants this Jug this time.
An interesting moment there. And now, as we are scooting forward, it looks like they're still just trying to get Toby level 6. I mean, they cut down one of the towers on bottom. I kind of feel like there might be a moment where they could go for another push towards mid, potentially. We'll see.
They could indeed, my friend. They could indeed.
Trent's just happy that he got a Crimson.
What?
Unbelievable.
What? No, I'm not.
BZM takes Ame down.
I thought it was the alert happening and it was the Crimson. That's not my fault. I was trying to be a good member of production.
That's right. BZM working his way down it.
There, I hear them ringing out now, actually, across the arena. That's a lovely sound.
Yeah, it's nice.
There we go. Hopefully not in the booths as well. Thank you, everyone, for dealing with that.
Is this real that he's going for the Holy Locket on Storm Spirit?
Well, all right, we're juicing it up here. That's a lot of energy, you know?
That's crazy. What an interesting decision.
With a Soul Ring as well.
Yeah.
Just fully committed.
You know what? If nobody's casting spells, you need to make your own charges.
That's right.
So Holy Locket Storm, let's go. Could also be like some pretty cool, like, you know, late game saves.
So this has been attempted before.
Okay.
But the problem is you don't do anything.
Right.
Right? That is the issue. It's because, like, you're not going Orchid. So it's not some, like, super aggressive build. You're not going Witchblade to boost your damage. It's kind of like it helps in fights, but it also sort of helps passively, right? It's good attributes. You're just farming it up a little bit. I'm curious to see how it fits. Maybe it's because he wants to be like this heavy initiating role. And so he wants to make sure he has lots of zips to go in, to get back out, and open up these fights for 3-3 to dominate. I think that's the plan here.
Dude, a Cold Embrace. I mean, this is what you basically have to do, though, I think, because it's going to be too tough otherwise. So you've got the Cold Embrace ability to keep these towers alive, and they are desperately going to need it, because I think Tundra is just going to start grouping now. Yeah,
it looks like they're indeed hitting their timing. There certainly has been an impressive recovery here from XXS, I do have to say, with the help of these Helm creeps. He is back right now, so he does have some capabilities as they move in for this fight, but he's going for that Ags next.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of sunk gold right now that's just giving him some stats, but until he gets that Ag in him, he hasn't really upgraded that much.
Oh, and the potential here, they're smoked up.
Is it our first big fight of the International Lyrical?
To contest, they roll it up, trying to find an opening. XM.
Oh, he managed to
get it, actually. They do have the winner's curse if they need it. If they step too far forward on Tundra, they're going to be in trouble. Cold Embrace onto Xingqiu, keeping him alive for only a moment.
Oh, he's going in.
Still hanging on to this. The winner's curse is ready, but the roll through on XM. They did manage to kill the Tiny, but they won't get anybody else.
Look at X-Nova. He's just getting zoned back.
Yeah.
Like, the Dragon was on him. The Lycan creeps are there. He's trying to get in there to create a good fight opportunity by baiting in Xingqiu, but he can't get the finish.
Yeah.
Because, how can you get in there as this Dragon?
Buying another smoke. There you go. Sorry.
Sorry. But there's particulars out there.
That's a crazy one. I mean, yeah, like going for these arcane boots first, you obviously understand you want that, but like some extra mobility, this is the thing that this hero struggles with a lot in this game. But another tier 1 tower taken. That's 3 of them down, and still stacks are being built.
Yeah, this is, of course, the specialty of Shadow Demon. Very easy to do multiple camp stacks. And he's even going to get back to his own wisdom here. So very happy Soxa right now.
Can see top net worth still being held by the Jug, and oh my god, not a camp stack.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been watching across, it's like, where it doesn't exist.
Wow. I mean, I guess if they know they're going to be giving up a lot of the map early, stacking camps just like makes that eventual steal worse.
I actually think they would have lost their stacked camps.
Drops.
Oh, that hurts.
Wow.
That's a really painful death because he's into a dangerous road coming up here soon. We have an Orchid being built by 3-3. He wants to create this opportunity where they can target the troll, throw the Orchid on him, and then he has no choice. Like, right? He has to build into this Manta to escape from that, to have the opportunity to go into his ultimate while being targeted by a Storm and a Juggernaut.
The late game team fight from XG is very good, but I'm starting to have some doubts on if they're going to be able to get there. There are those other couple of big items that are coming up, for instance, the Beastmaster and the Pango in terms of these Aghanim Scepters, but that Orchid, it creates some problems for Troll that nobody else can really solve.
Yeah,
he's got to do it himself.
And BZM's about to have his Witchblade, so he's gotten his little Holy Locket to help him out here, but he's going to have a little bit of damage to help out here. So I can actually go for these finishes. And then it's time to just start making moves with the Golem. I'm sure that will be the plan here from Tundra and XG. It's kind of a matter of like, how much can you get before this pressure comes in? There is a very important item coming. We're going to have the Aghanim Scepter done here for XXS. So now, he is now a hero. He's garnered something else to assist. But, you know, a lot of the value of the Aghanims outside of taking objectives comes down to how the fight plays out as BZM jumps in Q.
They go, try and blow him up. He's already used his Avalanche, and Zincu, is he going to pop to that? Cold Embrace comes in. Meanwhile, they just drop the Golem onto XXS. He turns and starts beating it down. The Golem being used actually makes this scary for Tundra.
Yeah, I think what happened is he was worried about BZM, because BZM was kind of getting wrapped on a little bit.
Oh no, Ame. Forced to pop it again. He's fully trapped in by the Lycan here. Nowhere left to go.
When the dog walks you.
Oh no, Ame in trouble. And in spite of the butterfly, it's going to be a second death for Ame.
And although he's dying, this is what you get with the eggs.
They scan it though. They know immediately, but no Golem.
No Golem, no ability to get here. I mean, BZM, he has no TP, he has no mana anyway. He does have a great healing Lotus, but you know, it is slow.
They're zipping, they're thinking about it. Tundra starting to run down the river. They're going to get there, I think, just a little bit too late. XXS gets the Aegis. Chrysalis going to drop the Omni's and it goes over the
That was crazy.
Unreal. Do they find him? Can they kill him? XXS still surviving. XM jumps in. He finds Toby. Oh, how is this working? Now they get that Cold Embrace. The Winner's Curse on top of Roar. Oh, you hate to see it, but he might be in trouble. Disruption save. Sox is right there. Do they have enough to catch and kill onto Chrysalis? Looking down, finding, yes! XG win a fight.